Hey, Magic fans. You might have heard they found Noah's Ark this week. That's in the news. Sounds pretty cool. It looks like a complete hoax, really, but if you can suspend your disbelief, very cool story. Uh, the reason I mention that is because, well, it's a rediscovery, is what it is, and I rediscovered something this week, something from the history of thread magic. Quick history lesson. Many years ago, around 20 years ago, uh, there was only one decent invisible thread on the market. It was called the John Haar Easy Strip thread. Up until that point, people were pulling thread on the nylons. Even some of the tricks that were marketed, the manufacturers would pull their thread on the nylons and such things. But the John Haar thread was a continuous fiber. You get it on a spool, you get 100 feet worth. And anyway, it was the only decent thread out there. It was easy to strip, hence the name Easy Strip Thread. And John Haar, he was a real kind of pioneer in thread magic. He had some really innovative tricks like the John Haar walk-away bill, the John Haar the deck gimmick, which was like a thread dispenser. Is really novel way to do something really creative, and it was really one of the earliest spoolers or thread dispensers, predecessor to the modern spoolers and stuff. Um, anyway, John Haar had the thread. I bought the rights to the thread. So there for a while and I bought the secret, the source, the trade secret, and the name, the Easy Strip Thread, packaging, all that. So for a while I was the distributor of the John Haar thread. And I was the main distributor, I would say, of invisible thread throughout the magic community. We sold it through some of the bigger dealers, Hank Lee and different tannins and stuff. And anyway, as the story goes, somewhere along the line, Steve Fearson effed up and shared the secret with the wrong person. That resulted in the secret spreading like wildfire throughout the entire magic community, and the first people who picked up on it were, of course, the magic dealers and the distributors. And as a result of this, now today, you can see, or you can get, what should I say, they don't call it the Easy Strip thread, it's the thread magicians know as the initials are WN. I don't see a reason really to expose it, but that's the initials, and you can pick this up from any dealer nowadays for cheap. Because why buy it from me anymore? Now they know the secret. They started spooling it up themselves. And that happened because I let the secret out. Or did I? Would you believe there's a little bit more to the story? I was thinking about this the other day. Here's what really happened. This person who asked me where I was getting these long strands of thread, I had no reason to trust him, so I did tell him where to get some thread that he could work with, and it's a very good thread too. But it wasn't the exact same stuff. As a matter of fact, the stuff that you know as WN in the magic shops is inferior to the original John Haar invisible thread. The John Haar invisible thread is just as easy to strip, just as strong, but it is more invisible. And it's more invisible in like tough circumstances. When I was performing in Japan, where everybody was smoking all the time, I would float cigarettes into other people's mouths. So the thread is right there, and they wouldn't be able to see it. Once in a while in lectures, I would do similar things, floating someone's hand right in their face, and it baffled people. That was one of the things that made the floating cigarette popular, because I was doing it everywhere, and no one ever saw my thread. I think I said this already. I'm not sure if I said it, but once everybody started selling this thread, then they didn't have to buy it from me anymore. My sales dropped. I was kind of irritated by the whole thing, and I said, well, you know what? I'm going to continue to use this. First, I dropped it from the market. I stopped selling the Easy Strip thread, the John Haar brand. I pulled it from the market, but I kept using it in my professional work. Here's the thing. I'm not working anymore. I don't perform. I haven't for the longest time. So I'm not using the thread. Now, I don't have the thread either. I haven't had it in ages. But with the recent kind of resurgence in thread magic, the popularity of my Vectra line, in particular in the Master Levitation system, I realized there's a lot of people out there who would probably appreciate getting their hands on some of the original John Haar Easy Strip thread. So I went looking for it, and it was not easy to find, but I did find it. And what I have, I'll show it to you here. Bing. Nice, right? I'm not giving everything away. I have 2 spools of this. I have only 2 spools of this, and I'm gonna have it, in pieces. I don't know how many I'll be able to supply, but what I'm going to do is put this up on the website. Now, I don't want to talk the price because I'm going to have a good price this weekend. I might want to use this in the future if I can get my hands on more of this stuff. I might want to use this video again. So the details will be up on the website. But if you are a serious thread worker and you want to perform, you want to make sure you don't get caught. That's the most important thing about thread work. I used to use this at like a TGI Fridays restaurant with glass all around in the middle of a Sunday afternoon, a light streaming in, and I mean, I've had more success with this thread than any other thread I've ever used. And I do suspect that just like this rediscovery of Noah's Ark is starting so much controversy and a lot of arguments in the scientific and religious communities, the rediscovery of this particular thread is going to get people talking, thinking, and maybe arguing a little bit in the magic community. You're going to have to reevaluate what you thought you knew about invisible thread. And this is no hoax. So if you thought you knew everything about invisible thread, think again. I just compared my new thread to the discovery of Noah's Ark.
What I have done, I was compelled to do.